Firstly, I want to say thank you so much for your help with stickering these books. These books will go into a library in a rural village in Vanuatu and will help to change the lives of thousands of near Vanuatu children, so we really appreciate it. Today I'm going to go over the main processes of stickering a book and some frequently asked questions that you might need to know as you go along. Firstly, prior to books being stickered, we have a large process of collecting them in and then sorting them into categories. We then use this category system to help the schools in Vanuatu sort the books once they have them on their shelves. Firstly, we sort them into two main sections, non-fiction and fiction. Fiction meaning made-up stories and non-fiction being information books. Within those two main sections, we then have subcategories, with each category having a different coloured sticker to easily be able to sort them. You can see all the colours of the different stickers here. You'll notice that our non-fiction stickers are all squares and our fictions are circles. When you come to stickering a box of books, the first thing you need to identify is what type of book's in the box. So on the box, you're going to be looking for a yellow label. The yellow label will indicate that the box has already been sorted. And then you look for this white label on top. That is the category of books that are inside this box. If your category label is a non-fiction category, you will then need to find the square stickers that match the color exactly. Square stickers come in a pack like this with sheets of stickers. It's really important to pull it out and match it up to check this is the languages stickers, because some of the blues kind of look a little bit the same. If you're doing fiction storybooks, you'll see that the stickers are circles. They come in boxes like this, with the stickers inside on a large spool. And lastly, we have teacher's reference, which is the box I have today, and that comes in a white teacher's reference box. Once you've identified what type of stickers you're going to need and you've collected them, next thing you need to do is set up your stickering station. You will need a sticker place card, your stickers, a spine tape dispenser, and spine tape. This spine tape is very expensive, thick library tape that helps to hold the sticker on for many, many years. Please do not confuse it with our packaging tape. If you are needing to refill your spine tape dispenser, go and look inside the box that should be labeled spine tape. But otherwise, the easiest way is to look inside the roll of the tape. Hopefully you can see this. We write spine on the inside so that you know that that's spine tape and that's what should go in these red devices. Don't use the packaging tape, which has often got other print or else is written packaging. Same goes when you're trying to refill your packaging tape dispensers. Always use the packaging tape. If you have a friend working with you, then this is how I would set up. One person who's going to be placing the stickers on the book places this guide card in front of them, and then I use a tiny bit of spine tape just to tape it down onto the table so it doesn't move and annoy me. But obviously it's expensive, so I don't want to use too much. Then I would put the spine tape in front of my friend to the left, but obviously I don't have a friend at the moment, so I'll just leave my spine tape here. If you have 3 people working together, it's best to get one person sitting here with a guide, one person sitting here with a guide, and then one person here with spine tape, because the spine tape job is a little bit quicker. Now that I'm set up, I'm going to start taping. So I'm going to get out of my teacher box a bunch of books that needs to be taped. I'm then going to use this guide to place the sticker in the correct spot. The bottom line says the bottom of the book. So I take the book and put the bottom of the book on that line. Then the next line says bottom of the sticker. So I take a sticker, I peel it off, and I put the bottom of the sticker in line with that line there. I just put a little bit on and then I wrap it round and I make a pile. Now for myself, I prefer to just keep doing it like that. And obviously if I had a friend, my friend could then spine tape those books for me there and make another pile of already spine taped. But seeing as I'm working by myself, I'm just going to tape them by myself and then spine tape afterwards. Okay, so now that the books all have their stickers on them, you can see that because we're using the guide, those stickers are going to stay nice in line. That really helps in the library to be able to identify any books that are sitting in the wrong spot. So we really do appreciate that you use this guide as best as you can. Obviously you don't need to sit there for 3 minutes making sure it's like perfectly lined up, but trying as hard as you can means that the library is going to look really, really smart. Once the books have their stickers on them, we then need to use some spine tape. On the spine tape dispenser, we dispense about 5 centimeters of tape. If you had some very thick books, you could get some more tape, but basically I'll show you how much we want in a second. You then take your book, hold it upright, and put the middle of the tape straight onto the sticker and rub up the spine. Then, using each finger, you rub down the side of the book and down the other side of the book. This just allows there to be no bubbles. This is now finished, and I can put it to the side. Again, next one, about 5 centimeters of tape. In the middle, rub the spine, rub down, and rub down. You can see that what we're aiming for is about 3 to 4 centimeters on each side of the book. So if I had a very thick book, I would probably need to get a bit more so that 3 to 4 centimeters into the book is covered by the spine tape. Now, it might be a bit hard for you to see that angle from there, so I'm just going to give you a bit of a close-up of how it should look from above. Okay, so I'm taking the bottom of the book and I'm putting it on this bottom line that says bottom of the book. Then I'm taking my sticker and I'm lining the bottom of my sticker up with this top line that says bottom of the sticker. Once I've placed it there, I'm then wrapping it around to be fully stickered like that. Grabbing a bit of tape, putting it on, and taping it down. Done. It is a smart idea every half an hour or so to go and wash your hands. Because these are mainly secondhand books, there can be a lot of dust, and if the dust gets underneath the tape, then it doesn't stick properly for a long time. I'm now going to quickly reference some of the other random types of books you might encounter and what to do when you get to them. Let's say you get a book that has a binding down the side, so you can't really put the sticker on the binding. What we do is we again put this book on the bottom line, we get our sticker, and we put the sticker on the front of the book, but still in line with that bottom. So I kind of look for the bottom of the sticker and then pop it on top. You're probably going to need a little bit less spine tape, just a little bit, and then put it over the top of it. Just like that. My next two examples actually come from the fiction section, so I've gone and got the relevant dots that I'm going to need. Firstly, this is a book like this that's a bit thicker. You're going to find them in practically every section that you get to. For these type of books, I'm going to put the base of the book on the base line, but then when you're doing the bottom of the sticker, it might be tempting to put it up here. But if I do that and wrap it around, you can see that the sticker doesn't actually sit in the middle of the book. When it's sitting on a shelf, you're only going to see part of the sticker. So that's not really what we want. Let me show you instead what we can do. Instead, put the bottom of the book on the bottom line, get your sticker, and then on the side, put the sticker on the side of the book, trying to watch your eye and line it up with that bottom so that the bottom of the sticker is still in the bottom of the line, and aim for something that looks like that. Now you can see it's still in the right line, still in the right spot, but it's right there in the center of the spine. I'm then going to grab a bit more spine tape than normal, put it in the middle, rub the spine, rub down the side, so I still have that 3 centimeters. Next up is if you have a book that has a dust jacket. So it's one of these books that have this cover on it. Now you've got two options. Number one, you can look at the cover of this dust jacket and then look at the book. If it's exactly the same and you can still see the book, you can actually just take the dust cover off and throw it away. We don't mind. But sometimes when you take a dust jacket off, then this cover is blank. So we prefer to keep the dust jacket there. But we are very aware that this book is going to a rural village in Vanuatu, and this dust jacket could get ripped or wrecked or lost. So then if that happens, we still want them to know what category the book is in. So this is what we ask you to do. Please, with the dust jacket on, line up the book and put the sticker on the side of the dust jacket. And spine tape as normal. Then, after you've done that, take the dust jacket off and do the same just for the book. Then put the dust jacket back on. But now the book and the dust jacket have a sticker, so if they were to lose the dust jacket, the book would still be able to be sorted into its right category, just like normal. The one thing I will note is that we do really appreciate it if you're paying a little bit of attention to the books that you're going through. For instance, if I'm sorting through this teacher book and all of a sudden I pull out this book, Great People of the Bible and How They Live, I might think, oh, that's not really a teacher's resource. It's not really a resource that's going to help teachers know how to teach. it's probably actually more likely going to end up in the religion section, since it's about people of the Bible. So if you notice a book that comes out of a box and you think it doesn't actually fit into that category, you have two options. If you're very, very sure you know what category it's in, like this one is about the Bible, so I'm very sure it's in religion, then I'm super happy for you to go and get the religion sticker, put it on that book, and then pop it in a religion box if you have one, or to the side. If you're not quite sure, especially if you've never done book sorting with us before and you're not too sure where it fits in, just pop it to the side and we'll make a spare box, and then we can deal with that later. Once you're finished stickering all the books that are inside of a box, you should then be able to put them back inside that same box because they did fit around the first time, right? The important thing to note is that we really want to keep books lying flat. Our boxes of books will be stored for a long time and then they will end up in a container. And if books are sitting upright, when that weight hits on top of them, they tend to bend, and this can damage the books. So we want the books to be kept as flat as possible. So when you're packing them back into a box, try and lay them super, super flat. The only thing I will note is that sometimes when you're laying them flat, there is like a little gap at the end. You are able to put a couple of books facing upright into those little gaps as long as you meet one condition. When you're thinking about the weight on top of the box, think about, will it crush that little book? So for instance, if I had this little book and I wanted to put it down this gap, if I think about the weight that would sit on this box at the moment, that would bend that book right there. But if my box was loaded up high enough, this is the height of my box, and the book was sitting here, then a weight sitting on top of the box pushing it down here wouldn't actually push on this book, so this book isn't going to hold any weight. Then I can fill up that little gap with those little books. But please try as much as you can to lay the books flat. Once you've finished filling the box with all the books that you've stickered, it's time to close it up and then tape it up. You're wanting to try and tape it so it stays closed. But that's probably about enough. You don't need to tape it so that it will never open again. Once we've taped it shut, we're then going to take the Sharpie and circle the words stickered to indicate that all the books that are inside this box have been stickered. So now I have a box full of teachers' books that have been fully stickered, ready to be sorted into libraries.